We back with another one, and today we gotta clear the air on some paperwork that just came out regarding Lil Durk and King Von's 2019 Atlanta case. Now new documents have surfaced thanks to a FOIA request filed by Byron Blake, and it pretty much clears Durk from all that snitching on Von talk that's been floating around. A lot of people thought Durk might have cut a deal and threw Von under the bus, but now we finally got the real details. First things first, I gotta address this because I know people are going to bring it up. The Fulton County DA actually said in writing that if King Von was still alive, he would have been indicted for that 2019 shooting. But as far as Lil Durk, real name Durk Banks, the DA's office declined to indict him. Why? Because they said there wasn't enough evidence to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. That's an important detail because they didn't say Durk was innocent. They didn't say he never did it. They said they didn't have enough to convict him. That's very different from saying he snitched. Now peep this, the DA's office never even held a press conference or posted a press release about Durk's case getting dismissed. If you go back to the Fulton County DA's website and check all their 2022 press releases, there's nothing about it. October, November, December, nothing. The only thing that was ever released was the actual legal motion dismissing the charges. That's why the streets ran with rumors, because people didn't see the paperwork and assumed something fishy went down. Now let's talk about the alleged victim, Alexander Weatherspoon. He's the one that said Durk, Von, and OTF Zoo robbed him for $30,000 and shot him outside of the Varsity in Atlanta. But when the feds tried to talk to him, he was lying left and right. He couldn't even give them proper paperwork on the Dodge Hellcat that was supposedly part of the incident. He lied about the car, lied about who he was buying it from, lied about the whole robbery. At one point, he even gave a fake name. Eventually, the feds got tired of him playing games and hit him with federal charges. That right there is key, because if the alleged victim is lying to the feds, your whole case starts falling apart. Now, some people say Durk's lawyer snitched by pointing out that the victim had his own criminal record, his own gun charges, and might have even been the shooter. But let's keep it real. That's not snitching. That's called a defense strategy. If someone accuses you of a crime and brings the police to your door, you have every right to defend yourself and show that person is not credible. And here's another reason why the Durk snitched on Von theory doesn't hold up. The actual police report shows they had both Durk and Von on camera shooting. They had Von in a blue coat firing and Durk sticking his arm out the driver's side window firing. The victim also ID'd Zoo and Hella Bands as being in the car with him. So it was impossible for Durk to pin everything on Von, because everybody was already identified separately. At the end of the day, Durk's defense boiled down to 1. This victim was not credible. 2. He was possibly armed himself. 3. My client acted in self-defense. That's it, no paperwork, no testimony, no co-defendant snitching. But here's where I think it gets deeper. Around the same time, the feds were already watching Durk heavy. They probably knew he was being investigated for the murder for hire indictment he's now charged with. So clearing him from this Atlanta case may have been strategic. And as for King Von, man, I always said this, something about how Von's death went down in Atlanta felt off. For Von to be led to the same club Quando Rondo was at, for Quando to be standing there basically baiting him with his chin out, and for Von's guys to have already put their weapons up before going inside the club, that smells like a setup. And then you add in how Von's autopsy report played right into Lil Tim's defense. Nah, something wasn't right about that. So bottom line, these new documents cleared Lil Durk of snitching on Von. It wasn't that. The DA just didn't have enough to stick him in Atlanta. The victim was lying, the feds charged him, and Durk's lawyer did what lawyers do, attack the credibility of the witness. But one thing is still true, Von's death, the way it played out, still feels like he was done dirty. What y'all think? Does this paperwork finally end the Durk snitched rumors? Or do you think there's still something bigger going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Omegadrip exclusive.